Hi, welcome to Dee's Paper Studio. I'm working here on trying to give you a bit of a view of the Fiskars oval cutter that I've had so many emails over the last couple of years to work on, and so I finally said, hey, why not? And the fact that I have a project now that I would love to do a perfect oval with didn't hurt any. Okay, so I'm going to take you right on down. The video's a little long because there are some steps in there that I made mistakes, and I thought in view of authentic life, authentic paper art, I would show you what I did so that whenever it happens to you, you know how I made my adjustment. I hope you have a grand time. Here we go. Alright, here's your Fiskars oval cutter. First thing I want you to find is your parts. So this piece right here houses your blades. It comes with two blades. You have the ability to buy replacements. I just pull out a little sponge piece that's holding it and very carefully remove it so as not to cut your finger on the sharp end, and it will cut and it will bleed, and sometimes you don't even know you've cut it. It's so tiny, but it will bleed. And then also it has an arrow on it. Let's see if we can get so you can see the arrow. The arrow shows you the direction in which you're going to push your arm piece, the cut, which way you're going to cut. That way you can place your blade in for either left hand, right hand, or whatever you're comfortable in removing. Snap that back on. I'm going to pop my blade out. So there's my one blade, and this end of your carriage, just very carefully. Now I'm going to, let me see which way I'm going to turn mine. I think I'm going to turn mine to the right. So I'm going to place my arrow in there. Now here, just careful all the way around. One thing you might want to do is get a pencil or just something with a rubber tip on it or something, and just press down to make sure it's in there. It doesn't make a locking noise, it just does. You just want to keep your hands away from that as much as possible. Also, the next component that's real important is you want to decide whether you want a fat or a skinny, I don't know if that's politically correct, maybe a more rounded oval versus an elongated oval. And you can see there is right there, you can see it right there. What it is this blue line here lines up to the elongated one, which is the one I'm going to do. But you can also move this base, okay, or move the top piece on the base down to make a more rounded one. So all you do is you just take in, I'm going to move this line up here to this diagram. So I just give it a push. It's going to pop. It does take a little bit of effort. This is not easy, but it's okay. You want your base to be locked in tight. I just put it back to the elongated one. You want it to be tight like that. So we've got our pieces here. We're set. We've got our blade in. We know where our blade's from, and we've got this set. Now, this is the arm. It's just like the Fiskars circle cutter if you're used to that one. Nothing else on here works like the circle cutter, and you've got to get the feel of it different than the circle cutter, than the oval cutter, or you'll be frustrated very quickly. But this arm works its way back and forth, and to give you your measurement. So this is your locking mechanism here. I'm going to unlock it, and you can see that I can freely move this. My measurements are on the side in the orange, and you're going to line it up with where the carriage goes back into the base, or where the arm goes back into the carriage. And you can see, if I get up close, they line up in such a way, see how it's at an angle, so you know that it's, or at which point of entry do you use it? Well, you use it to go right along that line there. I don't know if that makes sense, but if you have one in your hand, it will make sense. Okay? Back it up a little bit. Alright. Well, this is, I want mine to be just a little bit more than 2.5 inches for a project that I'm doing. So I'm going to lock it back into place, and I am set to go. Alright, this is my base. The skids on my base are made of rubber. This is real important that this base stays still, or it's never going to come back together and meet. And also in the turning of it, if you continuously hold it here, you're going to get a where the center, I guess it would be the center you'll have to work your way around, work your way around to keep your hand in the center and it doesn't tilt and move and go different places, and you'll understand that more in a minute. Also, your paper can't move. This is not what you call an easy oval. Like the circle cut is extremely easy in my opinion. To me, I haven't used this enough, I think, to become as proficient as I would like to. But I have been practicing it for a while now and using it. So let's give it a shot, and as we go around, we may have to do this once or twice because I want to continue the Newspaper Studio of the authentic life, authentic paper art. And if it doesn't work, I want to authentically say, hey, this is not easy. So we're going to give it a shot. And I'm going to stand up so I can get a view and keep my center. I want my gravity to be here, if that makes sense. I want the weight of what I do here. You don't have to push this blade down very hard at all. It cuts quite well. So I'm just going to give it, if you want to, you can even open it up a little bit. I like to keep my base this way so that I can see about where my oval is at, because it's going to come in thinner on the sides, or thicker on the sides, thinner on the bottom when you turn it. So I'm going to get started. My hand on the paper, as well as some force. Let me see, I want to say my thumb's is going to be coming back and forth off of this and onto this one, and holding the base when I can. You can see my thumb's over here working with the base, and the base gets covered up from time to time, and I'm just going to have to work with it. And you go, oh, this is a lot of work, I don't know if I want to do this. Well, it's up to you. Now, I could feel what I just did was I moved my top piece up, so I just picked it up gently. I didn't pick the base up, I just moved this up slightly, and I'm trying to keep pressure as well as keep the center on my piece there. Let's see if we had a good deal here. It doesn't look like I pressed down near as hard as I should have, so even though the pieces came together, it didn't come apart as easy as it should. And I end up doing this, and you know, we all end up doing these things from time to time. The key is that I did get a cut here, so we're going to try this again, okay? Because that was my doings, that I didn't press down hard enough. So we're just going to move this over, use this spot here. So one more cut. I'm going in the direction. You might want to double check that because you don't cut backwards without making it a hard problem. Make sure my blade's going in the proper direction. I've got a hold of my paper, I've got a hold of my base, give it a turn, and let's see if we get a connection at the top. Seriously, whenever you practice something enough times, it really does work out well. And what's happening here, and I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to show you one more time. Okay, is that whenever I'm putting my pressure down, I'm tilting, and when I'm tilting my blade, it's not getting good contact. So let's give it another shot. One last time. I know this makes it longer, and you go, oh, but I would rather make the mistakes and show you how to fix them than to not. Alright. I think maybe I was trying too hard, because ta-da! You have both a positive and a negative that you can use for matting. Ta-ta! How is that? If you have any questions, let me know. You can leave it here at YouTube, or you can email me at dspaperstudio, that's DSPAPERSTUDIO at AOL.com. And please check out my blog. It's all written down there in that nice little description of what this is all about. Take care and have a blessed day.